What's up and welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be challenging myself to build 3 different clone-based mocks. However, there's a bit of a twist. The first mock has to be done in 2 minutes, the second one 20 minutes, and the third one 2 hours. So without further ado, let's get right on into this video. Now, 2 minutes isn't a lot of time to build a mock, especially a clone base, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to get this done, but I have a rough idea in my head, and I guess I'm just going to have to go for it. So I'll get a time lapse of me doing this mock. I started by building the ground layer for this mock with some brown and tan colored plates. I tried to make it look as natural as I could. After I got that done, I propped up the door of a gunship with some different crates and bricks. And the 2-minute mock is done, and to be honest, it went a lot better than expected. So here you can see we have a downed gunship, so I guess it's not really a clone base, but it's kind of like a makeshift base with the walls of their doors of the gunship, where the clone troopers who survived the crash are setting up base and preparing to take shelter. I think kind of the inside, there's not really much to do here given that it is a crash and I only had 2 minutes, but I think you can really tell that this is a crashed gunship with the doors off of the gunship, which looks pretty good. Unfortunately, there's a lot of unused stuff in the front. It's also very fragile because I didn't really have time to, make it better. But if we flip it around, there's unfortunately a lot of unused space here, not to mention the ugly side of the gunship door. So this side just won't be shown. I wish that I had time to, do some more stuff with out here, maybe do like a battle of some sort or like more detailing, but I did not have time given that I did only have 2 minutes for this. But I think overall the 2-minute mock turned out pretty good. I actually kind of like it without this here. Maybe this just doesn't really stand up really easily, but I think for 2 minutes we did pretty good on this one. Next up is the 20-minute clone base, which should be a lot easier than the 2-minute clone base. We'll have some time to actually do some building and not just have to throw a bunch of stuff together and hope for the best. So I'm gonna go grab a base plate and get started on this mock. First I got the base plate, and then I set up the panels that was going to make up the floor and the walls of the space later on. For the entrance, I made a small archway, and then I built up the rest of the walls and added paneling on top as well to bring it all together. After I got that set up, I started to do some detailing to the exterior as well as the interior. I made a door, and then I filled up a bunch of different kind of things to make it feel more filled out and like a used base. Then I started to set up the minifigures. I put in Midnight Squadron and then a couple of droids for them to go against. And the 20-minute mock is done, and I'm actually pretty happy with how this one turned out. Starting, we have this small little sloped area, kind of looking like some type of wall or something preventing, the droids from just walking right up to the base, which this droid is about to fall and slide down. And then if we come, we have the little bit of a landing area, or just like an open kind of area where the clones have their storage and whatnot for outside of the base. And then on here, we have got a bit of a battle taking place. We've got some droids that have come to try and take out this base, but Commander Whiteout and Midnight Squadron have come to stop them, or at least slow them down until they can get some reinforcements. It's very basic. It's just some random tiled off plates with some small crates scattered here and there, which helps bring this to life. And there's also a small little way to man the door over there, and the door does open, but we'll get to that when we get to the interior of this base. And then we have the actual wall to the base right there. It's just a simple archway in the light bluish gray and then dark gray for the rest of it to have some nice contrast. And like I said, the doors do open quite easily. You can just kind of pop them out. There's no fancy mechanism given that there was only 20 minutes. I wasn't really able to make it so they could slide or anything cool like that, but it opens just like that. And there actually is an interior to this base, and this whole thing kind of just comes right off like that, which is very handy. So I'll get this flipped the right way so we can actually take a look at this. Oh, I just knocked stuff over on the inside. And here you have the inside of the base, if I can get us situated a little better. There's not too much going on here, as I did have the 20-minute period. I couldn't do too much. Gotta get 5 standing back up there. But you can see from the other side the wall and how it would look when the door is closed. It would just be one gray wall like that. Like I said, no fancy stuff going on for the door, but we still have an okay interior in here. Starting off, we have a holo table right here with Anakin, Fives, a custom ARC trooper right there, and a Captain Rex, planning out how they're going to go out and stop this droid invasion. There's a small weapons rack back there that just, adds some more details to the space. And then other than like the big open area, we have these 2 clones bringing some sort of container of something. I'm not sure what would be in there. Maybe some sort of artillery. And then we have just another clone over here who's coming in to see what's going on and see if he can help out in any way. But overall, I think this mock turned out pretty good. I think for 20 minutes, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. But now it's time to move on to the next mock for this video. Now it is time for the 2-hour mock. Finally, I'll actually have some time to plan this out and actually get what I want built and not have to rush through. Hopefully I don't bite off more than I can chew. I'm going to try and keep it to what I think that I'll be able to complete in this time restraint, but I'm hoping for the best, and without further ado, let's get right on into the 2-hour mock.
I started by laying out the foundation of the base and how I wanted to end up building it later on. Once I got the foundation done, I started building up the walls. Now, I was kind of struggling with the amount of bricks that I had at hand, but I was able to get it done after a lot of finessing and gathering up bricks from different areas. Once the walls were built up, I started to work on the sides as well as adding some different details to the wall to make it look less plain and boring. I also did some tiling on top so I could later on add a removable roof so I could put it on and off so I could access the interior later on in this mock. I had to build some support beams to hold up the rest of the roof. Then I started to work on the exterior and the interior.
All right, I've got some good news and some bad news. The bad news, which you can probably already tell, is that my phone died during the time lapse. But the good news is that the 2 hours is up and the mock is finished. Now, I didn't actually get to finish it off how I wanted and planned, but I got the majority of what I wanted to do done. So I'll take you through the 2-hour mock. We're going to start off over on the battlefield out on the left side. Now, I went for like a muddy kind of terrain, kind of like Mimbin. I was just watching Coconut Brick's Mimbin series, so I was a bit inspired with the terrain. So that's what I went for with this, except it's clones instead of stormtroopers. But if we come over to the main battle, we have all the way in the back is a Republic fighter tank coming to assist in the battle. I have like this small little like barricade like covering for the clones to hide behind. And there's just a few clones back there. I didn't want to fill this up with too many clones because I've found out that does take away from the build. Just some more clones coming up. And then we have Anakin, Captain Rex, and Fives who are at the front of this fight. And then there's a bunch of droids. We have mostly super battle droids. We've got this little custom crab droid right there. And then just a few droids that have already been taken down. There's not too much going on in the battlefield. I wanted to do some sort of destroyed vehicle, but I just did not have the time in this time frame. As we come to the front of the mock, I tried to do some detailing with these little like circular like pieces because it just looked really boring without them. But unfortunately, with only 2 hours, there's only so much you can do detail wise. So I tried to get what I could done. But overall, I think it turned out pretty good, just the shape of the base. I do like the shape of the base. It's kind of like a C. It just, you know, adds more depth. And in my opinion, it just looks better than like a normal rectangle. And then if we come to the front, we have another Republic fighter tank that's coming to help, being piloted, or I guess driven by the ARF trooper, the 501st ARF trooper right there. And he's got a small escort of troopers coming out alongside him. Now, unfortunately, I made the door just a little too small, so the Republic fighter tank can't actually, it's one brick wider, and it would have been able to fit. So I wish that I would have done that. I wasn't thinking that far ahead when I was putting this together, unfortunately. But I think overall the entrance is pretty good. And then over here, I didn't have time to do anything with. It was just a little patch that I had to fill up with the little muddy terrain. And that pretty much does it for that. Now on to the roof. There's not too much going on the roof. I wanted to do another like area up top in there, but I did run out of time. But I tried to detail it as best I could. Over here we have a small like AV7 cannon right there, or some sort of anti-air cannon for the clones to, you know, protect this base from droid invasions. There's just some like crates back there behind it that you can't really see, just with like ammo and stuff. And then we have, just to fill up the space, we've got the commando troopers right here who are coming in to assist, you know, go on a little bit of a flank to help take out the droids. And then we'll get to the interior. Now, unfortunately, the interior of this base is where I fell short, given I ran out of time. I was saving it for the end, thinking that I was gonna have enough time to do it. And then I looked down at my timer and I'm like, oh no, there's only 10 minutes left. So the interior is unfortunately lacking quite a bit. I was not able to get done what I'd wanted, but we'll take a look in here nonetheless. You can see I kind of started doing a bit of tiling, and then I realized I did not have enough time to tile this off, unfortunately. But I still made it, you know, what I could with the time. If I take these off, the roofs are actually removable, which is always nice. Unfortunately, it doesn't reveal too much of an interior like I was saying, but they come off quite easily. Okay, maybe not. Just like that, though. I'm not going to take the other ones off just because it's kind of annoying. But you can see, I guess over here we have the little hollow table of the battle with two officers taking a look, assessing the situation. Back there's just a speeder and a little storage. Same kind of goes on over here, just a speeder and storage. And we have some clones. I think this is definitely the area that I fell short in the mock. I ran out of time, and I was wishing that I could have done more with this interior, but unfortunately I was not able to. It'll definitely be what I want to do in the future to improve on. But the next mock that I am going to be doing is not going to have any time limit, so I can actually put my full skills to use and not be worried about a time limit or anything like that. So leave a like if you're excited to see that video, and comment down below what kind of mocks you want to see me build next, because there's a bunch of things out there that I could build. There's just too many options for me to choose from. So whatever you guys want to see me build, I will build next. But that is going to do it for this video. Leave a comment down below which of these 3 mocks was your favorite, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe. Drew signing out.